A massive fight for the featherweight division has just been announced, as former featherweight champion Max "Blessed" Holloway will take on surging prospect Arnold Allen. The fight is aimed at headlining the UFC Fight Night on April 15. Apparently contracts aren't finalised, but verbal agreements are in place. Holloway's accolades and records speak for themselves. In 2021, Holloway broke the record for the most combined significant strikes in a UFC fight at 445, meaning that he landed more strikes in one fight than any two fighters in one fight in UFC history. This shattered his previous record of significant strikes of 290 against Ortega. In the fight against Kattar, one judge awarded him a score of 50-42, the second time in history that score has ever been given in the UFC. If not for the dominance of the current featherweight champion Alexander Volkanovski, it's tough to say that Holloway wouldn't still be the champion himself. He's had 10 post-fight bonuses, which includes 5 fights of the night, so it's safe to say he will come ready to fight. Arnold Allen has been tearing his way through the featherweight division since joining the promotion in 2015. He has won 10 straight, which is the second longest streak in the division, tied with current champ Volkanovski. Against the likes of Calvin Kattar, Dan Hooker, Sadiq Yusuff, and other tough competition. This fight is a massive opportunity for Allen to show the world that he belongs at the top of the division and is ready to fight for the title. Whilst the venue for the event has yet to be finalised, this fight will have a lot of eyes on it, or at least it should, as it has big ramifications for the future of the featherweight division. Max has been turning away contenders left and right and hopes to do the same to Allen, propelling himself back into title contention. While Allen gets the opportunity to show the world he is on par with the best in the division and can hang with arguably one of the greatest featherweights to ever do it. Some bad news for the upcoming UFC 285 on March 4 in Las Vegas, as Julio Arce is reportedly out of his bantamweight matchup with former champ Cody Garbrandt. According to sources, Arce was forced to withdraw due to an undisclosed injury that will require surgery and about a 6-month rehab. This is another bout of bad luck for Garbrandt, as he was twice scheduled to fight against Rani Yahya in 2022, with Yahya twice withdrawing from the fights, meaning Garbrandt hasn't stepped foot in the octagon since he lost his flyweight debut against Kai Kara France by TKO in the first round in 2021. The planned fight with Arce was meant to be Garbrandt's return to the bantamweight division. However, now it is unknown whether the UFC will put in another opponent or scrap the bout completely. Whilst he has been up against stiff competition, it has been a rough few years for Garbrandt, winning only one of his last 6 fights. Many pundits argue that his game plan choices in recent fights have been questionable, favouring trading with reckless abandon over sniping fighters with his proven quick and powerful boxing. What do you think has been at the centre of Garbrandt's recent skid? Jake Paul recently announced that the backup fighter to step up in the event that Tommy Fury falls out is none other than the UFC fighter turned bare-knuckle competitor Mike "Platinum" Perry. Speaking to media this week, Paul announced that Perry is on hold to step in as a replacement if Tommy Fury withdraws from their upcoming boxing bout on Feb 25 in Saudi Arabia. "We have Mike Perry on standby. Let's go Mike Perry. He's ready to jump in case Tommy pulls out. A part of me definitely still doubts that Fury shows up. It's scary and it's annoying. And him not showing up to the face-to-face we were supposed to do right now, it sucks. And the kid's not necessarily reliable, but the money's good for him. So it would just be dumb, and I think he's probably tired of Fury's partner and fellow reality TV star Molly May Hague making all the money in the relationship. He's got a kid now, so he needs to help pay for some diapers." Paul announcing a backup fighter doesn't come as a big surprise, given the last 2 bookings between these 2 fighters have fallen through in December 2021 and in August 2022. Apparently due to complications on Fury's side that led to Tommy being unable to make the date for the fight. Speaking to the failed matchups materializing, Paul said, "I think he's a big talker, but I don't think he believes the things that he's saying. He's the Fury family puppet, right? Tyson and John were both real fighters, real boxers, real dogs, and Tommy feels like he has to live up to that. So he's saying the things that they say, but I don't think he believes it. I don't think he believes in himself, and he's going to be in for a rude awakening, and he's going to hate this sport after I'm done with him." Do you see Tommy Fury showing up to fight Jake Paul? And who would you see winning in either the matchup between Paul and Fury or Paul and Perry? Bantamweight contender Marlon Vera showed off his new back tattoo recently, which was done by renowned artist Mr. Cartoon. Speaking on the MMA Hour, Cheeto said, "He tattooed some pretty heavy names back in the day. Not just big names at their prime. Eminem, when he was blowing up in the whole entire world, Mr. Cartoon did his tattoos. Eminem would say in interviews, 'I only get tattooed by Cartoon because you can't afford it.' He would say that in a video to the world, and I'm like, holy yes, that guy did my whole entire back." Speaking to the tattoo's significance, he said, "It's a big rooster in the middle that represents the fighting, and me growing up, going to the rooster fights with my grandfather when I was a little kid, and my father, the crazy environment I got to live in. There's a sign of the town I was born, which is Chone. It says, 'Welcome to Chone.' There's orange trees because it's called the City of Orange where I was born, because there's orange trees everywhere. And there's a road that goes around my lower back, and then you start seeing buildings, a clown mask, which is Cartoon's specialty, and a woman behind the clown. The clown part is me doing all the crazy S to be where I am. The woman in the back is the lady that pushed me to be the man that I am today. It's little things like that, and there's a sign up the street of the first house I bought." Then he just put clouds and lights around the whole thing. That's kind of what he's famous for. Those beautiful effing lights coming down, clouds and S. I love it. 10 out of 10 back piece. Marlon Vera will next step foot in the octagon sporting the tattoo in a huge matchup between he and Corey Sandhagen in what will likely be a title fight eliminator at UFC Vegas 69 on February 18th. Who do you see winning the fight and how? That's all the MMA water cooler talk for today. Thanks for watching Undisputed MMA. If you liked the video, please hit the like button and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to keep up to date with the latest in MMA and UFC.